What's up, college football fans and Mean Green fans? Sonoy Valente and JD here once again with the Mean Green Show. Today, joined with a special guest in Coach O, the director of recruiting for North Texas football. Coach, we appreciate your time. Like you said, you're kind of getting on vacation, but also in the office half the time. But how's summer going for you thus far?
It's going good. People know y'all. You got nieces, nephews. Everybody. I'm want to communicate through Cash App, man. They just want to request money and say hello through Cash App. That's about it.
Well, Coach, just kind of jumping right into it. So, when Coach Morris got the job here at North Texas, how long did it take before he contacted you? Did you guys have a relationship prior to him getting the head job here at North Texas? And what ultimately made you decide to join his staff here?
So I met Morris, man, when he came down to Dallas. He recruited James Prochet. Actually, I met him at Dallas Kimball. He was recruiting Printavious Moorhead. He ended up signing with New Mexico State. Then the next year, I went to Prime Prep Academy with Dion, and he came to recruit James Prochet, who went on to play at SMU and plays for the Baltimore Ravens right now. And that's kind of when we linked, and I started just sending them kids, and I was truthful. I would tell him, what kids had bad character, how kids' household was, what kids could make it in certain places or country. And I was always truthful with him. But far as him reaching out, actually, I reached out to him. I just told him, hey, man, congratulations on getting the job. And you never know if you need some kids. And so I didn't, it was no way I could get on because Cayman Mathis was committed here. And so I coached Cayman Mathis. And so I was like, I'm not even going to worry about it. So the kid decommitted, but just out the blue. So the next day, I'm walking, and man, shout out to Mike Roach. Mike Roach was like, man, you need to hit up Morris. And I was like, hey, man, I look good in green. And then it took off from there. Like in 24 hours, he was like, hey, man, what you want your title to be? Let's get you here. Let's do this. I couldn't believe it. And I've been trying to get in college football a long time. I was actually at the coaching convention the year they put the rule in, the relationship rule, for as I forgot what it's called. It gets on my nerves so bad. But what keeps a lot of people from myself getting college jobs. And I was at the convention. I was set to take a Pac-12 job. The rule went in. And ever since that day, I was just like, I'll never coach college ball. And a lot of people have told me, hey, if I ever get a job, I'm going to hire you. And he's one of the first people to really hire me, really try to hire me.
Coach O, where did the Coach O, the opportunity, where did that actually begin? When did you decide to get in the recruiting game? How did that get started? How did that come about?
I coached at Dallas Spruce, and I wasn't over recruiting. I was just the O-line coach. I got the OC job just out the blue. It let go of our OC. And my head coach was my mentor, Melvin Lark, who actually is a 4-year starter here at UNT for Hayden Fry back in the day. He was like, hey, man, I'm going to hire you as the OC. I said, I'll take the OC job, but I want to do the recruiting too. I just didn't like the way our kids were getting recruited. And I don't know, do y'all know who AJ Billings is?
I do not.
Okay, have you ever been on Instagram and watched I feel so embarrassed. What's the running back for the Titans name?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Derrick Henry trainer in Dallas is AJ Billings at Sanderson Fit.
Okay.
I coached AJ Billings at Dallas Spruce. That kid is the reason I took recruiting on. He probably didn't know this, but he's the reason that I got into recruiting. He visited 2 schools. Signing day came, nobody sent him paperwork. He was stuck with nowhere to go. So the kid ended up having to go to Kilgore Junior College and went on and played at Commerce, ended up having a successful life, but the kid had no guidance and knew nothing. So when that went on, I started learning about recruiting, man, started calling coaches. Man, I coach here with Clay Jennings. I was sending Clay Jennings VHS tapes. I would see, that's when samples had Skyline rolling. Man, I would get in my car and drive to Skyline and just see coaches in the parking lot. I'm like, hey, man, come to Spruce when you get some time. I'm taking pictures of business cards from different high schools where coaches were going to, and I'm just calling coaches and just getting them to come by because we had talent. We weren't a good program at the time. So that's what really got me involved. And when I was at Spruce, like none of my kids were really talking about going to college. They would, I might go to junior college, trade school, I'm gonna get a job. So I just wanted to change their mindset. And man, it kind of grew. It grew for 3-4 years. It was okay, but man, it grew like wildfire. Like I would never imagine how it grew.
What is it about recruiting that you enjoy on a personal level? Because when you got hired at North Texas, it did send a bit of a shockwave through the Metroplex. Obviously you're known nationwide, but the Metroplex, truthfully, it was, SMU took notice. Texas. I mean, there's just other programs noticed when you got hired. What is it that you like about recruiting? A, and B, do you like that kind of attention that comes with the Simply Coach O and the Opportunity brand?
I don't mind the attention at all. People think I look forward to it. I do this, I do that. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I get on social media and I'll pick a fight. It is what it is. But it's all about branding and marketing, and that's kind of what college football is going to. People are hiring people to do branding and marketing. It just so happens I can coach a little bit, and I can relate to kids. And I think the biggest thing about recruiting is, man, find that hidden gem. Like, just, I'm gonna tell you something. Myself and David Robinson, he's a trainer. Really good cat or whatever. But he did a middle school camp. He invited me out. So I'm gonna go out here, man. Let me see what's out here. It was only 25 kids. Absolutely the best camp I've ever seen in my life. It was. They were in middle school, but I can't say names, but in that camp, it was 3 5-stars and like 7 or 8 4-stars that are right now ranked in the country in the 25 and 26 class. It just happens like that. But finding them first when nobody knows them, when they don't have, that's why sometimes I go on Twitter, hey man, I found a kid, no offers, this and that. That's the joy, and just changing people's lives and educating people. The biggest thing is educating people. Parents and kids just have no idea how recruiting and offers can change their life overnight.
Coach O, how has the NIL and transfer portal changed high school recruiting in your eyes, or your opinion?
It's made the job harder for a lot of people, for a lot of programs, specifically, group of 5 programs. But I mean, NIL really hadn't changed us. The transfer portal has changed everybody, because I mean, kids can, piss a kid off, man. He might say, hey man, I'm jumping in the portal. Kid don't get a jersey number he wants, I'm jumping in the portal. It's just, I think the portal is getting a little under control, just because I think it's less kids jumping in for no reason. At first, it was just everybody jumping in. Hey man, let me see what I can get. Let me see what this is like. And a lot of kids getting stuck. You seeing kids in the portal multiple times, multiple years. I think some type of ruling and just legislation, something's coming to it. It's not going to continue to be a free fall, but I mean, it's definitely flipped college football upside down, because some teams flip their roster in a year. You can flip your roster in 6 months. So it's definitely changing.
JD, any closing questions for Coach O?
I've got one question for you. So, I mean, my Twitter page, I have maybe a little less than 10th of the followers you got. You got 60,000. How do you cipher through? How do you go through all the DMs you get per day? Because I'm sure it's probably an astronomical number.
It is. The good thing, NCAA helps me with that. I can't even talk to 25s and 26s. So if it got 25, 26, I scroll. Or younger, but if it's a 24, I go in. I might check out the tape if it's something we're looking for a size, height, weight. Of course, I can't comment the parents anymore like that are younger kids, so it's easier now. Definitely easier now. Now, before I got this job, I had 3-4 people on my Twitter page. Now, I was the only one that could comment, but I had my guys that help run my camps. They know who they are. And they would be in there, hey coach, this kid DM me, check him out. And they would send me the kids they thought could play. They couldn't talk to parents or talk to coaches, but they would cipher through my DMs and send, screenshot and send me certain stuff. So I had a lot of help. It was definitely a machine behind it. But now it's less of a headache just because, like I say, NCAA rules, I can't reply anyway. So now kids will still keep boom, 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 boom. No matter how many times you tell them, hey, per NCAA rule, I cannot reply. They don't care. They gonna keep sending, keep doing everything. So, but no, it's definitely not like it was.
I had a kid the other day that sent me a message, and I think he's maybe in like 6th grade or something like that. How to get a hold of Coach Moore. So I was like, we're going to move that one. Not going to reply back to that one.
I mean, you'll get some crazy ones like, hey, Coach, what's your contact information so we can stay in touch? Hey, Twitter is cool. Like I'll tell a kid that in a minute. Hey, you don't need my personal phone number right now. Let's wait a little bit.
All right, Coach. Well, hey, we really appreciate your time. Best of luck with the rest of the summer. Try to get some time off. And, can't wait for the season to start. Go Mean Green.